Like I said, I started trading 8 years ago, but I quit cannabis at 18 until 25. So a lot of that time, you know, I had gotten into trading. I started traveling. Then I released my course. When I released my course, that blew up my brand. So I had all these like students trying to learn my strategy. And so
for day trading. Well, I kind of want to get into that.
Oh yeah, we can. But yeah, like once I had all these students like trying to like, you know, learn my strategy, plus I'm trading, like I was like, I need something to like chill me out, because my anxiety was through the roof back then. This was like 5 years ago.
So what was the strategy? You don't have to share too much to where we're cheating your students, but what was the strategy when you were going about day trading? Yeah,
so it's kind of hard to explain without charts, but so I use kind of like how can I explain this simply for your audience? I use kind of like a ranging strategy. So like the market's only made up of two things. It's either going to like correct, which is like ranging, like it's going to move sideways. Some people call it consolidation, or it's going to impulse in one direction, either up or down. And so like when I teach all my students that like it's only going to do two things. It's either going to correct or it's going to impulse. So we're looking for the corrections. It's going to correct about 70% of the time. It's going to impulse about 30% of the time. So like if you can find a giant range where it's just moving up and down, and let's say the range is like 50, 60 points. If you get in at the top, you got 50 to 60 points of drop that you can work with. If you get in at the bottom, you got 50, 60 to the top side. So I taught my students how to get in within consolidation, not terrible consolidation, but like ranging behavior.
Consolidation, what does that mean?
It means the market's just moving in a tight range sideways. So like most people, like if you think of like a crypto chart, like crypto shoots up and it shoots straight down.
Yeah.
But there's times where it just moves kind of sideways, not really moving too far. It's just kind of moving up and down. That's when I teach my students to get in.
To get in there, because it's going to be either an impulse, or what was the other one? Impulse or
when we get in during correction.
During correction. So when it's doing this is a consolidation.
Yeah, or correction.
Or correction. Now you don't have to answer this question, but I'm just curious.
No, answer everything.
What was the most you made in a day from day trading?
In a day, I think probably like 40 something thousand.
40,000.
Yeah. There was a time where I know guys like that's nothing though. Just a few hours.
I've seen some people talk about six figures.
Yeah, I know guys that make millions of dollars every day. Like, and they're younger than me too, like killing it. But you know, like there's a lot of money to be made in trading. It's the one thing that people got to understand. It's about the capital you have, because like, especially nowadays, like we have prop firms. So these prop firms, they'll fund you 100, 200, 500,000. But when I first got into it, like we had to hustle to get 5-10K into our account. You know what I'm saying?
How are you getting it? Just working?
Yeah, just working. When I released my course, that helped.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I mean, my era of traders, like we just had to like hustle to get capital.
Yeah.
Now there's prop challenges and stuff where you pay $500 and they'll give you $100,000. So
prop challenges.
Yeah. So they're is
that like a funded account?
Yeah, exactly.
Break that down for.
Yeah, so essentially there's investors that, and this is actually how I started making like the $40,000 a day. It's because I had an investor behind me. It wasn't a prop firm, but essentially there's these investors, but they don't know how to trade. So they'll put money up with traders and they just have you go through like a 2-phase challenge where you show your skills. So the first phase is normally anywhere from 8 to 10% on, 8 to 10% growth. And then the second phase is 5% growth. So like if you can prove those 2 phases, they'll fund you the live funds.
How do you get involved in that?
It's just a payment. There's a bunch of different prop firms out there.
Prop firms is what they're called.
Or prop challenges.
Prop challenges. And when you made the 40, how much was your account funded for?
At the time, I had like 50, 60K in the account.